Whitney Cummings recently discussed Nelly Furtado's decision to step away from music, noting how online and offline comments about Furtado's weight gain contributed to her retreat. Cummings expressed genuine frustration that someone of Furtado's stature, an artist who helped define early 2000s pop, could be driven away from her craft because of the endless noise of public commentary. She argued that reading the comments, especially when you operate in media, is a trap. It doesn't make you more grounded or self-aware, it just corrodes your sense of worth. Her point was that artists shouldn't have to choose between protecting their mental health and doing the thing they love. It's an argument that sounds obvious, yet it remains depressingly relevant. The pressure of constant public exposure has become inescapable. Cummings used Furtado's case as a reflection of what happens when people's bodies, looks, or perceived flaws become communal property.
And I would just like to check in with you about a couple things. I have some things that I want to talk about, but I've, of course, been derailed. I made a very big mistake today by looking at the news. So my OCD kicked in, and I would like to just start off by 20 minutes into the podcast. I'm like, I would like to start off by saying, if you don't know, Nelly Furtado has quit the music business because she got bullied so bad about her body. She did some appearances like randomly recently, and she got bullied hard. Like there were like headlines that were like, she's getting crushed on the internet, right? And which, by the way, is, I cannot think of a more important thing for CNN to cover. But I think this is a pivotal moment, right? Like, this is it. Like, we just lost someone just went, I'm not doing this. Like, have we seen this? Like, this woman just went, no. Like, what am I why? For what? Why am I putting up with getting harassed by a bunch of dorks? Like, that I am in the top 2% of the most beautiful people and the most genetically gifted people on earth. So I think I'm just gonna head out.
Fame amplifies everything, but it doesn't thicken your skin. If anything, it peels it away layer by layer. For Cummings, who has worked for years in the spotlight, the idea of just not reading the comments isn't advice, it's survival. Ironically, Cummings herself recently faced intense criticism for performing at the Riyadh Comedy Festival earlier this month. The festival drew major Western names, but also serious backlash from critics who questioned why comedians would perform in a country with a poor record on human rights. Cummings, like others, found herself navigating that fine line between global engagement and perceived complicity.
First of all, why do you even have your social media password? That's mental, all right? Everyone, we got to like regroup with like whoever's around you. Second, if I actually read any of the comments in my comment section, I would frankly be in a bunker in Slarvbard, okay, where the polar bears live. You know where the polar bears is, where the most polar bears are? I would be in fetal position in the house that was taken over by polar bears. Being like, just do it! Do it! Hey, that's it. If I had not auto-blocked the words busted and hussy, okay, I would have taken a long walk off a short pier ages ago. All right? The days of being famous and trying to absorb feedback, like, those are kind of over. Like, if you're going to be a singer, you can only be Mariah Carey. Like, you got to have a buffer between you and humans, right? To the point to where you no longer believe in time. For every one dork who's like, you gain weight, there's truly 300 dorks who are like, Nelly Furtado's too skinny. No thanks. Like, there's plenty of people into it. You know what I mean? Like, also, if she got skinny, let's say she came back and was super skinny, you would say she looked old. That's the thing, is that as you get older, you have to like keep some weight on, you know, or not. Those are your choices. All right. You either keep weight on. Nobody said she looked old. That's what I want her to really take away from this. Nelly, no one said you looked old. All right. Putting weight on is how you look young, right? I have a thyroid condition, so I'm currently going to get called old for a while. But when I'm able to put weight back on, I want you to know you're going to say I look fat and not old.
For Cummings, the whole debate reinforced her point about the corrosive nature of public commentary. Everyone becomes a moral judge online, and everyone else becomes a target. Bill Burr faced an even stronger reaction after his own appearance at the Riyadh Festival. The blowback was swift, and online discussions claimed that Burr lost tens of thousands of subscribers. In his latest podcast episode, he admitted that he can't stop thinking about the criticism and lashed out in the raw, unfiltered way only Burr can.
The internet, the inner web of lies. I'm still thinking about that bullshit from a few weeks ago. That was a fucking, what a bunch of fucking, that was one of the hardest things ever, to keep my mouth shut and just not trash every one of those fucking cunts. Am I looking forward to running into a few people. Hey, what's the latest? What's the latest on you caring about? It's weird. All of a sudden you don't care anymore? What happened? You flapping your fucking goddamn arms up and down. What happened? What happened? What's your cause this month to help sell whatever project you're on, you cunt? Anyway.
Whether you view that as defiance or defensiveness depends on how you feel about Burr in general, but the point remains. Even one of the toughest, least filtered comedians in America found himself obsessed with what people were saying about him. There's something almost tragicomic about watching a performer whose entire act revolves around not caring about people's opinions suddenly consumed by them. Burr's frustration feels human, even relatable. It's not that he can't take criticism, it's that the scale of modern backlash has become impossible to process. When thousands of people are dissecting your morality in real time, it's no longer criticism. It's mob psychology dressed as virtue. Burr, who has made a career out of poking at sensitive issues, suddenly became the issue himself. It's as if the comedian's eternal warning that outrage culture would eat itself finally came home to bite him. Amid all this, Stavros Halkias has been offering a quieter, more reflective perspective on the same ecosystem of judgment and bullying. Halkias, best known for his raunchy humor and podcasting success, has lately been opening up about the culture of online hate, especially among men, incels, and disillusioned young audiences who've turned bitterness into an identity.
You'll sometimes call Stavi's World, your current podcast, an anti-incel podcast.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
I just think there's like a weird mean-spiritedness amongst young male losers that is harming them. And I only say that because I was a young male loser, right? Like I was a guy who had no girls' attention. You know, it took me till like pretty late in life, like well into college to even have a little confidence and start dating. And then like my social life didn't really pick up until, I graduated and like I was just more sure of myself, kind of because of stand-up, because I was just doing something I actually liked and was like confident in that. And I think about what would have happened to me at 17 if there was somebody being like, if you're fucking mean to girls and you're racist, they'll have to fuck you. I would have been like, nice, all right, I guess I'm racist now.
Yeah. Like, that seems so much easier.
That seems so much easier, like believing in myself, becoming a good person, and like, because that's the thing, it's like, the youth is simple, man. It's not that fucking, everyone's like, there's a young masculinity crisis. It's like, I know what a 15-year-old boy cares about. There is one thing he fucking gives a fuck about, and I just want to say, like, here's the actual path to, like, getting girls to like you. And, yes, I'm fucking rich and I'm famous now.
Yes.
But I also wasn't. I was in my mid-20s, broke as shit, and it was working for me. And I just want to say, like, you don't have to. This is poisonous. This is not good for you. I promise you, long-term, you will just feel better by being a good hang. If you're fun to be around, it's like the bar is actually really fucking low for straight dudes now. And it's like, just don't go down the dark side, brother, and you'll be fine. Literally get a hobby, start working on yourself, dress a little better. There's like these minor things that you can do, and you'll feel so much better, and you'll get attention from women, and you don't have to go down this dark path. But so I don't know. I just feel like the way when we were doing Come Town, it didn't feel like there was shows where you were saying incredibly fucked up things, but you meant well.
Yeah.
That didn't feel like it existed back then.
Yeah.
Now I don't really feel like it exists, where it's like this is kind of the maturation where it's like, yeah, I'm still vulgar. I'm still who I am. I'm still just like a fucking idiot from Baltimore who thinks of things in very, I'm a glutton. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I have these like psychological problems with which I view the entire world. I didn't go to school or anything. I'm still the same guy, and I'm still trying to be funny. But now it's like, all right, how can we be sort of like, how can I talk to me back then? What would I tell, 19-year-old me or whoever? And I think it's just sort of like an advice show from your dirtbag older brother's friend or whatever,
He's critical of comedians who use edgy humor as a shield for bigotry, but he's also critical of audiences who treat every misstep as a moral crisis. What sets him apart is that he doesn't talk about this stuff like a scold. He talks about it like someone who's been through it. Halkias himself has faced plenty of ridicule for his weight and appearance, something he's admitted has affected him deeply. He's now on a weight loss journey, and while he doesn't romanticize bullying, he acknowledges that it had an impact. The insults, the memes, the jokes, they didn't destroy him, but they shaped him. In a way, that makes him one of the few public figures honest enough to say that bullying changes people, sometimes for the worse, sometimes in unexpected ways.
If this is a good win, I keep smoking Kush. I was 291 last week. Let's see what we got here. 291.8. Kush is my greatest foe. Gained 0.8 pounds back. That's okay. It's a good lesson to have.
That honesty gives Halkias a rare perspective in this conversation. He understands both the pain of being the target and the temptation of joining the mob. He's also keenly aware that comedians, of all people, can perpetuate bullying while pretending they're just being honest. For him, the challenge isn't about censorship or purity. It's about responsibility. Comedy should challenge people, but not destroy them. Audiences should critique, but not dehumanize. Somewhere between the unfiltered rants of Burr and the careful empathy of Cummings lies a middle ground, and Halkias seems to see it. Across all three stories runs the same thread. Visibility breeds vulnerability. Whether it's a pop star retreating from the stage, a comedian losing sleep over Backlash, or another trying to reason with the mob, the pattern is the same. Comments, those fleeting, often throwaway lines typed by strangers, carry real weight. They can push people to quit, to spiral, to change. The internet was supposed to connect us, but it's turned connection into exposure. Everyone's talking, but no one's listening. The truth is that no one escapes the loop. Cummings tells people not to read comments but can't help responding to them. Burr rails against critics while proving their power over him. Halkias studies the whole circus and still can't fully step outside it. The rest of us watch from the stands, adding our own takes, convinced we're different. Maybe we're not. Maybe we're all just feeding the same machine that drives artists off stage and comedians into rants. The lesson here isn't to stop talking. It's to stop mistaking cruelty for engagement. There's no need to moralize about it. It's simply the truth of living online. Everyone's a little bruised. Everyone's a little reactive. And no one is as immune as they pretend to be. Furtado stepped back. Burr raged. Halkias reflected. Cummings sighed. And somewhere, the comments kept rolling in, indifferent to all of it.